How do I deal with anxiety? That's a good question because I feel like it's something that I am trying to fully master, but maybe haven't mastered all the way. But I'm getting closer for sure. I exercise, and I think that exercising helps me with anxiety because it helps me kind of like burn off extra energy to where I almost don't really have energy to start freaking out. I have to take deep breaths, definitely. And a lot of it is I have to talk to myself and be like, okay, girl, calm down. You got this, it's okay. You're just having a moment. Because I noticed that my type of anxiety attacks would be like me just being a bitch. I know that I'm not that person. I'm sassy, but I know that I'm not that person like on a day-to-day, you know? I've definitely been able to control my anxiety, I guess anxiety attacks, so much better now. I've been practicing and praying and all of that good stuff works, you know? You know what's crazy? When I first started working with my holistic doctor, she was telling me that it's important for me to not eat gluten because my body was having an allergic reaction to it internally, which makes total sense now because whenever I have any type of gluten, which is wheat, so like carbs or anything, I notice a really big difference in like the bulging of my stomach. And that was me having an allergic reaction, and I thought that it was normal, like, oh, I have the itis, blah, blah. Nah, girl. It was way more than that. So it's interesting because now that I don't eat gluten like that anymore, I notice that my mind, and I don't have like as severe anxiety attacks, which literally sounds crazy because to even think about the fact of food is causing me to have certain reactions emotionally, crazy. I mean, obviously. But so yeah, not eating gluten is a very big thing for me personally. I don't know other people's genetic makeup, but it was fogging my mind a lot. So now I have a lot more clarity. I know it probably sounds really crazy, but it's true. How else do I deal with my anxiety? I hang out with my friends. Whenever I feel like I'm having just like a moment of feeling sad or whatever, I just quickly like will hit up one of my girlfriends, like, hey, what are you doing? You know, and just not even talk to them about like, oh, I'm having a moment, but I just know that that helps me a lot to talk to somebody else about something completely outside of how I'm feeling. It's like I know that I'm having a moment and I just don't even want to talk about it. I just want to get help to like get over it naturally, you know, and it always works. Literally, it always works whenever I hit up one of them. I like to work, like to be creative. So being creative and doing cool things always helps me with my anxiety for sure. What else? Oh, I started to pay attention to what are things and people and energy that make me feel anxious being around them. Because sometimes we have triggers that would trigger us to have anxiety attacks and we don't even pay attention to it. So I had to learn to start honoring myself, which was, to me, means paying attention to how you feel and taking self-inventory. I could tell being around certain situations and certain people would almost like activate my anxiety. And I'm like, I got to a point where I'm like, wait, why do I keep on feeling like this when I'm around this person or whenever I'm doing this thing, you know? And when I paid more attention and when I started to honor myself and listen to myself, I was able to eliminate those things. And then now I feel like I have a lot more peace internally, which was a very big thing for me. So a lot of it I feel like is just listen to yourself, you know? Just listen to how you feel and listen to your body, because your body will tell you like, I don't want to do that, and we'll force it to do things sometimes, and it's like knowing that it doesn't feel right, and it's like, well, at what point do we love ourselves enough to honor ourselves and to listen to ourselves? You know, we'll listen to a stranger so quickly, but won't even listen or take our own advice when all the answers are inside of us. You know, that's how I feel. It's like all the answers and everything I need is inside of me, and it takes a lot more work. Maybe that's what it is. It takes a lot of work to work on yourself. And it takes a lot of work to really turn your mind off and go with how you feel and listening to your heart. I hope you guys are inspired by this video. If you do suffer with anxiety or depression, think that there's always ways to get around these situations, and sometimes you have to find what works best for you. These work for me. I am not a professional, but I am a professional in my own life, so I don't want to give a bunch of advice that may not work for somebody, but I do want to share my story in hopes that it inspires somebody else and maybe it helps someone. So yeah, that's how I deal with my anxiety, and thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my makeup.